Amazing. Wow.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years after, 10 kilograms, 20 kilograms after. We are here. We are here. On yet another umbraCoffee live episode straight from Codegarden, if you haven't noticed. We are welcoming online people as well. From the stream on the app that we cannot remember the name of. And we are here with people. What is crazy and weird. How are you people? How's your day?
Amazing. It's almost like they've been told to clap.
No, we don't have a stage manager. We're still a small company, small team. Please support us whenever you can. By the way, do you subscribe to our channel? If you are not subscribing to our channel, you are not allowed to watch. So subscribe, follow, like, do whatever you can do to make us happier. Because we want to have a community tab on YouTube channel. That's why we need 1,000 subscribers plus ads, money. You know the things. We're a small team.
We still
big ambitions.
We still don't reach anywhere near the number of required watching hours each month.
Yeah,
so if people would like to watch episodes 2 or 3 or 4 times, then we might be able to afford.
My family is watching in the idle time, so if you can help us, that's always awesome. But yeah.
I was going to say we've expanded as well a little bit in 3 years, not just from the kilos point of view. We have coasters. We've not had coasters in a very long time. Someone can have one. There you go. We've also got coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee. Actual
we have mugs.
Coffee. No, I'm going to chuck something. Just be warned.
Really?
Ready? Oh, and whee. Well done, Andy.
Nice.
Yeah, we have coffee, we have mugs, we have coasters. We'll be giving them away throughout the...
and we have a special guest gone.
Yeah, is that really happening?
Hey, guys.
For those in our virtual audience that cannot see, we have a mime on stilts that has just arrived, and...
It sounds like a Codegarden, right?
It definitely sounds like Codegarden.
Sounds like Codegarden because
definitely.
Yeah, and of course we are at Codegarden in Odense for the yearly gathering of umbraCo community and everything umbraCo related. But we saw a lot of talks, not strictly umbraCo related as well. Of course, it's the day one, so we are summarizing the day one, and we'll be inviting some guests, some people who talked today, some people who participated in Codegarden for the first time as well. And to all of you, remind yourself how it was for you when you were first time here or in Copenhagen or any other location when the Codegarden was previously happening. And we'll be just talking, doing what we do usually, right?
Yeah. Should we kick off with some guests?
Yeah,
because the day kicked off today with, I have to say, Niels is missed a lot.
Yep.
But the keynote today was exceptional. Very good. It was a collaboration between Kim, insulting me, and Emma, and Philip. And I think Philip carried the product updates exceptionally well. Emma gave a fantastic update on the community, and she's only been in her role a short amount of time. But then we went straight into a talk by Bjarke on V10, which comes out tomorrow, and all of the stuff that's been going on there. Yeah. So maybe we should get Philip and Bjarke on the stage.
That sounds like a good idea.
Let's give a round of applause
for Philip and Bjarke.
Hello, Philip. Beautiful Philip. Alrighty. Well, thanks for joining us. We've had you both on umbraCoffee before. There's no need to introduce you, but...
Does that mean we don't get a mug?
Do you have mugs? I think you have mugs.
Do it properly, right? It's family content.
Exactly.
18 plus restrictions still on YouTube. So yeah, how are you guys? How's your day, by the way? Do we need to turn on this microphone?
I think we might need to turn the mics on.
I think we're okay.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed this today. I was a little bit excited this morning and slightly nervous, but now I can get my heart rate down and talk to people, and it's been great.
Yeah, I totally agree. I also used the opportunity to flood Mads Thorsen with a lot of feature requests for C#. Really nice.
Isn't it open source? Then you can contribute on the issue tracker.
Right? I think there's a policy about please ask us before you contribute.
It's a physical workout on the priority of the task. That's what we do. Amazing. I saw your talk yesterday and today's talk as well. What would be something what you think is worth highlighting again something what you like the best from whatever you were sharing today in the keynote?
Well, I guess I should let Bjarke talk about CMS, so I'll talk about something else.
Yep.
I think some of the newest things that we're doing in cloud, I'm pretty excited about. The US region, for one. We announced today that we'll be putting GraphQL in all the plans for hardcore as well. I think that was pretty big and pretty sought after. So I was pretty excited about those two things. And I mean, I think now we'll also be able to have dedicated servers in cloud, so you can go dedicated even on the small starter plans if you want it all to yourself. And I think those are probably the three things that I was the most excited about that wasn't CMS.
Mm-hmm. And Bjarke, you?
Yeah, the official cross-platform support and the fact that no matter what platform you use, you have the same defaults. So the default database on Windows is also SQLite and not LocalDB. Of course, you have LocalDB available, but the default is SQLite. It's the same experience on all platforms.
I have to say, I prepared all of the demos for my talk natively on my Mac, .NET 6, 10RC with SQLite. It's blazing fast. It's incredibly fast and so smooth, so easy to use. Like it doesn't feel any different. Setup was exactly the same as I've been used to. And am I right in saying that if you then try and run on Windows, if you have LocalDB, it will use LocalDB as or expose that as an option?
It will expose it as an option, but the default will still be SQLite, just to have the same experience on all platforms.
And also, we've seen talks from Carl and from other team members here, community members, about Docker, for example, Blazor, and that's all possible. We're all happier. I see people nodding here. It's like it's been years, right, when we were waiting for, again, being excited while working with the code for things, and now it's not present anymore. This barrier is not present because we can use the top-notch, the most up-to-date features, most up-to-date technologies, frameworks, etc., and it's already there. And of course, we have a version 10 coming out soon.
How are you feeling about that, Bjarke? It's going live tomorrow, right? I'm assuming you're not going to be staying up late tonight and pushing the magic button, right?
You're wrong. I'll do that.
Git push tomorrow. Tag.
It's ready on the pipeline. I just need to approve a single click, and then I really hope the pipeline works.
Some behind the scenes, how the process looks. But maybe you can talk about this release cadence as well and the whole pipelines, because that's something what I heard from the community a lot, that people likes that because they can predict. And yesterday we had in the bar, we had a couple discussions of when the version 13 will come out, and it turned out that we cannot count correctly, right? Because 6 plus 6 is 12, right? 12 months. Right? And it wasn't possible to calculate yesterday. So what about you? You seem to be really confident about everything right now. There was an RC period, testing, a lot of fixes, a lot of improvements over the time. How do you find yourself as a team, as a company right now, releasing these things? Did it also help you as a company to align maybe better?
Yes, I think so, but it's also about communication, because we are releasing no matter what. Also, if a feature is not available, then we will just postpone the feature instead of postpone the release. Yeah. So that is part of the policy. So far, we reached our goals, but I'm not naive. Someday we will reach an example where we have to postpone a feature.
Yeah. I was going to say, for the first time, I think ever, we have a concrete roadmap with actual dates on it. I mean, you've stopped short of communicating the real dates, but if someone took a calendar out, they could work it out. I think it's okay to say that 11 is December 1st, and that's the target. Like, for the first time ever, we've got an exciting roadmap, 18 months worth of stuff announced over the past few days that's we're going to have in our hands in very short succession, and exciting features, things like block variants was discussed, which is something that's been spoken about for the longest time. Even when the idea of the block list was kind of conceived, it was discussed. Potentially an ORM replacement, EF core, or something else when that gets worked. Lars is very happy.
So in my original slide, so you can get a little bit of backstory here. In my original slide, it said EF core instead of Neo ORM. And then when I showed it to Bjarke, he was like, could you maybe tone it down just a little bit? So I mean, it's no secret. Like we really want to bring EF Core, but like we've seen some of the struggles that Matt had when he looked into it for vendor, and like so we just don't want to commit to that just yet.
Yeah.
But of course that's the target. That's where we want to go.
There's definitely complexity as well. We've ran some big EF Core applications and running multiple migrations and things with maybe multiple migration sources. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see where umbraCo might have to abstract away certain things so that it's friendlier for us to use and you can manage all of the persistence layer yourselves. But this is something that we'll see in the next 12 or so months, isn't it?
Hopefully. So we have to start by proof of concepting a lot. Yep. We have some really complex SQL queries, which we need to ensure can work, or maybe we can restructure the database so the same outcome can be fast. And also we have features like the migrations, which I don't think is really our core business. I'm sure somebody else is better at making migrations than we are. And the EF Core team could be a potential one. So we want to investigate, can we reuse their migrations exactly one-to-one? Or do we need to introduce an abstraction just to be more future-proof when EF Core is not the best thing anymore? We need to investigate these things before Philip commits to something.
but I also think that it's a good opportunity to ask for help. And that's the thing which we see a lot recently in all of the activities. It's like a collaboration, community teams, communication, feedback gathering, meetings with agencies, people, Codegarden, and that's a great place to discuss things. We all know, we all have kind of pain points and experiences to share. So be sure to share, and that's the thing, and that's something what I know you are guys looking for a lot. So it's a feedback, it's a user's cases and their experiences, and I know also from the teams I worked with, it's like they were doing some things like that. They were using EF Core, they were using migrations, they were doing similar things maybe in other projects, and still umbraCo is just a project, all of the things, and these experiences can be shared and re-implemented to make the product better, right?
I was going to add on to that just this week, of course, Philip, you said today in the keynote, V13, hopefully, the target is to have a new back office, and hopefully, fingers crossed. But the RFC came out this week, and that's just the start of this sort of kind of discussion to make sure that the community is.
Yeah, have you seen the RFC?
It's amazing.
The prototype that was shipped along with the RFC? It is amazing.
I only learned yesterday from a slightly drunken conversation with you that this even existed. I read the RFC. I thought it was very impressive. It looks like they've, everything's been thought through. It's a very good RFC. But then you said, oh, hey, we have a prototype. And then you showed it in today's keynote. And there is something that vaguely resembles the back office running on web components with lit and all of the other libraries you'll be using.
But it doesn't mean that the RFC should be skipped, that the work is not done. It's still a request for contribution, and that's where I found myself often. It's like, okay, they're talking about the things. There's an interesting discussion about the things, so I trust them. But in reality, if we have something to add, if we have something to share, that's for what it's made for. And again, it's a request for contributions. It's not an obligation to do that, but we all have ideas, and that's what we need to do.
I was going to try and finish with one question, which is we've not prepared you for, so enjoy this. Of all the things announced today, maybe things that weren't announced today. You know how much I like gossip.
Another axe request.
Of the things coming in the next 2 years at umbraCo, the work that you'll be doing, what are you most excited about?
Of the things not announced?
No.
Yes.
It can be of the things announced, but if you want to give us an exclusive one.
Especially these ones that are not announced.
I have an exclusive one that we talk about in the team, which is the production mode. So basically a configuration that tells umbraCo will be production, turn off a lot of features in back office, but that would mean we could have pre-compiled views only. We could benefit from some of these features from Microsoft, and we're also looking into a hybrid mode to enable the .NET Watch feature, because right now it's not enabled because it doesn't work with runtime compiled views and stuff like that.
I've had some challenges that I mentioned in my talk today about using .NET Watch, doing back office development for things that get read on App Start. But of course, you can register things to say, hey, okay, watch these other files. But sometimes the cache gets built on like a cold boot, and that doesn't happen with .NET Watch. So that's a very interesting idea, that you could turn off certain elements of the cache, for example, or bits of the CMS where it's not relevant for local dev, but in production you want it to be stable.
Exactly, and it's something we have talked about along, and there is an open pull request from Ronald. It's not done, and now we figured out it was, or the .NET Watch was kind of a showstopper for, this feature was a showstopper for .NET Watch, so maybe we can just take the important parts for the .NET Watch and bring them earlier than the entire feature.
Amazing. Philip?
Can I pick two?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, as a front ender by heart, I think the new back office, I'm so excited about that. That will be amazing. And I mean, it's so great to see some of the team here, and it's like, there's so much energy and you know, being able to look at the prototype along with the team, and like, I'm so full of energy with that. I think that's going to be so exciting. And then the other one would probably be the headless stuff that we announced today, or like we at least started talking a little bit more broadly about today, where we'll start to have read-only RESTful or REST-ish headless endpoints for your data in umbraCo. I think that will be very cool as well.
Exciting.
It sounds like a migration of a modern world back even more in the CMS, into what we do, and being aligned with all the fancy and shiny things. That sounds amazing. And again, is there anything what you are looking forward for during the conference? Anything special besides maybe chasing Mats Torgensen about the things?
Mads Torgensen's talk is also always interesting to see what is happening in the C# language. I'm a backender at heart, and so these are the important things, and for me, and I really think the direction C# is heading is removing a lot of boilerplate. So if we follow best practices, have small files, now it's actually possible to have your entire class in your screen, which is just cool.
Yeah. And you, Philip, are you looking for anything forward to, especially in the upcoming days? Anything?
So on Codegarden, there's the Thursday night has always been pretty special.
I heard about it, from friends.
If you've been here before, you know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, then you're in for a treat, I think. I can't announce anything about that, but I'm sure we'll have a good time, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow night.
Amazing. So yeah, I think
maybe Callum can.
Callum might be able to leak stuff, yeah.
I don't have Axe yet. I can do that. Tell me later.
I'll tell you later.
I will leak it tomorrow. Before that night. So
follow Martin, please like, subscribe.
Subscribe YouTube channel. Thank you, Philip. Big round of applause for these guys, and we will invite the next guest. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, Philip and Bjarke there mentioned for people who've never been to Codegarden before. So I think it's time we speak to some people that have never been to Codegarden before.
Sounds like a good plan.
Do you agree?
Yep.
We had a couple of guests lined up in the audience. If you're here, please just come forward. I can see one of them. Come on, Alice. We don't buy
Codegarden first timers.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it looks like one of our guests didn't show, so Alice, this is just for you.
Is there anyone who is here for the first time? First Codegarden ever? Come join us on stage.
We've got space.
Come on.
A few of you.
I just wish I
No, not Cornet. You.
Everyone besides Kurt. Come on, just high five.
Have a seat. Go on. I can stand.
5? I can sit on the floor. No worries.
Ah, lovely.
Grab some microphone.
Amazing. Wow.
That's the beauty of the live events, right? That, of course, it was all planned. They're pretending that it was a fake invite.
So I was going to say that for this event, it feels more than ever that we have more newbies, more first-timers than there have been at many other Codegardens. And this morning, there was a show of hands by who's been to Codegarden before as a kind of a dull response. But there was a lot of people who had their hands up saying, yeah, this is my first time. So we'd love to know from all of you. Some people I know, some people I don't.
Yeah.
How have you found it? What have you enjoyed? What are you looking forward to? Anything we can help you ease your mind, maybe about the bingo or not bingo tomorrow night?
And we will be here next year. That's the thing. Who wants to start?
Yeah. Let's pass the microphones around. Yeah.
I'll just start because, hey everybody, I'm Adrian.
Hello.
I'll just start because I'll be short. I don't want to give spoilers on my presentation tomorrow morning. Sorry.
No leaks.
But Adrian's talking about DXP tomorrow,
Yep.
right?
Yeah. Well, what they're actually
If you What is the topic of this talk? DXP?
DXP. So I hope to see you tomorrow morning, 8:30, if you're not too hangover.
It depends if we will be talking about DXP more.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
How about Alice? Go on.
It's been great so far. I don't have any
Mic
questions.
closer.
Oh, is this not on?
I think the mic.
Just keep it closer, maybe too.
Hello.
Yay.
It's been great so far. I don't have any questions.
So you've flown over from the US to be here, from New York, right?
Yeah, I came in from New York on Tuesday,
Amazing.
and I was working New York hours all Tuesday. So that's 2 p.m. till midnight, and then I came here 8 a.m.
So you're still
bright and early. I'm still asleep.
Still asleep, yeah.
I heard
That's cool.
some receipts for dealing with the jet lag.
Yeah.
Heather shared yesterday. It's a similar receipt. I don't know where's Heather. Is the receipt worked or not? But it was a very interesting. Just try to overpass it. So.
I know, Alice, you've been involved in the community for a little while. You came to Codegarden a few years ago where we met for the first time.
Yes.
So what's been your journey to get here today to Codegarden?
I took a flight.
Fair play, fair play.
This is what
Did you
happens
buy the
when you go off
ticket
script.
before the flight?
Didn't realize we had a committee.
So you enjoy them. Community-wise, you've been here for a while. What are your expectations now from the rest of the conference? Did it met your expectations so far? And do you have anything aligned in your side?
I don't have any expectations, but I keep hearing that it's very different from the previous years.
Okay.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that there's been a lot that's changed in a few years, right? We've obviously had COVID and Brexit and whatever else. But you know, Niels has moved on. We've had a slight change of, let's say, structure at the umbraCo HQ. But I think the event still has that same heart and soul. But it's just got a different group of people. And that's not a bad thing.
We have the same banner, at least.
We do. They've kept that for us for 4 years. That's incredible.
Yeah,
But that's good.
so good.
Good. Thank you for joining us from so far away. Should we go to Andrew?
Yeah. So I'm Andrew. I came from Bristol on Monday, which was exciting because on Sunday at lunchtime, EasyJet cancelled my flight. So I had to wake up. I was supposed to be having a nice leisurely flight, 3 p.m. Monday afternoon, and instead I found myself waking up at 4 a.m. on Monday morning to catch a coach to Heathrow to catch a replacement flight. So, but I made it. I'm here. It's fantastic, to be honest. All the talks are great, but I think, to be honest, the biggest thing that I found is the access to the people, to be able to talk to all the people, to get to know them, to talk about some of the issues, the challenges that I'm facing, and just to have them listen. And you know, how often can you go and talk to a tech company that you work with their products, and they just sit and they chat, and you run into one of the head of the products, and you say, "Hey, have you got a few minutes?" And like 45 minutes later, you're still chatting to them about various bits and pieces. And you know that like at some point, those are going to trickle down and they'll have an impact. And that's unbelievable.
You're right. I remember the first time I harassed Shannon And it was at a bar, and after he'd had a long flight, clearly didn't want to talk to anyone. I was like, hey, can I talk to you about some exam issues? But yeah, you're totally right. People are so approachable, so friendly. It's a totally alien experience for. I've done a lot of stuff in the wider .NET space, and I can safely say nothing is as friendly as this.
No, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's great.
Should we have a chat with our Nexa gang? Because we have two of you here.
Yeah.
Hello, Rich.
Hello,
Danny.
Yeah, nice to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller. No, it's great. Yeah, for me, it's been like there's lots of names and faces that I recognise. Like I met Joe for the first time today, and lots of other people. But like we're known for being a friendly community, and that has been my experience so far. Like that sums it up for me. Everybody has been amazing and friendly and nice. Lots of high five, you rocks, and lots of hugs, and yeah, it's been great to be here.
That's good. And Danny, you've been to a couple of umbraCo events before?
Not this is my first Codegarden, but
First
yeah,
Codegarden.
I think I'm owed a mug actually now. I think
might
I
be
did
owed a
couple
mug.
of years ago.
You're welcome. They're really
quality.
sturdy. There you go. You're welcome.
It's
And you can have a coffee and.
oh, you've really
just
treated
to
me. here, haven't you? Look at
compensate.
this.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're really sturdy mugs. So
But yeah, all I can say really is just to echo what Andrew and Rick have said there. Really, that I've not got a development background. I'm a tester myself, so to come here and feel a little bit out of my comfort zone, maybe dealing with so many intelligent individuals, shall we say, and they've all been very, very kind to me, exceptionally friendly, and really made an effort to explain things to me as well. Where I really appreciate it, everyone. Thank you.
we're all intelligent individuals here, including you, Danny. Should we have a little chat with Theodore before we move along to our next guest?
Yo, so what was the question? my experiences first time.
Yeah.
in Codegarden.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I was introduced from my colleague Jan, who sits down in the back.
We all know Jan.
Yeah,
Jan.
I keep hearing that. Everybody knows Jan. But I was introduced to umbraCo by Jan, and so far my experience has been people are really friendly, really friendly.
Friendly.
We're surprisingly friendly. So my take on it is a lot like all of your others. It's
Anything
nice.
you're looking forward to?
Working more with the community.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of untapped potential, like Emma said.
I know Friday there's going to be some opportunities, people that haven't made a pull request before maybe, to make their first contribution. But I think as well, when I've seen those sorts of events before, people are very supportive. People encourage people to get involved, and you'll maybe be spurred on to go. Did Emma say they were going to take people on stage and make them do pull requests?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe not that.
But for me, it sounds like we are at the conference. We watch amazing talks. We always might have notes or might not have notes, but the actions matters the most, right? So I really truly believe what you said. We came back home, right, after the amazing time here, and we need to do something with it. And next year, if you will be here, that would be amazing to chat what happened in between, because that matters probably the most. And same for the umbraCo, for everything what we do. It's like if we can turn it into something valuable for us all, for us as a community, that's it, right? And so wishing you then to be able to convert what you've learned, what you've seen, what you experience, what you shouldn't share on the community channels as well, to have fun and have these notes and actions to be applied over the next year. And hope to see you next year here on the same couches.
Yeah. Let's give our first timers a round of applause. Thank you.
Coffee.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Real
Take
coffee.
posters.
We are not allowed to sell it, but we can give it away. So that's what my tax advisor said to me.
Alrighty. We did have a couple more guests, but I'm not sure if they're all here. I can't see Eleftheria here. If she is, then please come forward. If not, let's welcome Carl and Corne. Go on. Give them a round of applause. We've had both of you on umbraCoffee before. This is not your first time.
We're live. Yeah.
It is not, no.
It is not. But
No mugs for you then.
I have last time.
Okay.
we have more mugs.
Another one to be added to
they
this
weren't
Excel
out, so I
spreadsheet
don't-
that doesn't exist.
So I don't smash more of them. Yeah, we've had both of you on before. Some of our favorite guests, of course. But I have to say, your talks today, both of them, I heard this room was packed. Absolutely packed. So, Corne, you spoke about Blazor.
Correct, yes.
And Carl, you spoke about containers. So we have a bunch of hipsters on the
If I
couch.
can add something to that. There was a Q&A session after your talks, and someone asked why you've been talking about these topics. And both of them said, I love Blazor, I love Docker. That's why. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So, again, coming back to your question, Callum, what was your question?
I don't know. I was leaving it to you. No. Well, both talks, clearly a lot of interest in those topics. Why do you love those topics? You said you love Docker, you love Blazor, but why? Tell us
why.
You know I'm a skeptic with Blazor. You know I'm skeptical.
And that's exactly the reason why I like talking about it, because many people are skeptic, so am I. And I see that as an opportunity to, for that exact reason, try to learn more about it, and the things that I learn, try to share it with the people around me. And what better platform to do it than the umbraCo community?
Fantastic. And of course, Scott Hunter was here today. He did a talk. Well, he was virtually here, shall we say? He did a talk about general .NET tooling, and Blazor comes well within his remit there. It's something that's being pushed very hard by the Microsoft community. I'm still skeptical, but it is cool. There's some cool stuff going on there.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. And I have to say that I know you've been actively involved in the whatever we want to call it, umbraCo Blazor back office project that's been going on there. And that has been quite eye-opening as a potential for the future technology. Whether we use it in the core or not is a whole other question. But yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And especially with the new back office UI changes that are planned to happen, especially based on web components, it opens up a lot of doors, both for Blazor and other frameworks. So very exciting.
Exciting. Carl?
We've seen Blazor app hosted on your Docker container as well.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, I just did it as an example to kind of showcase some of the cool things that you can do with the technology, and that's one of the nicest things I like about Docker is it opens up a lot of doors. It opens up, it makes it really easy to just, I want to try that. I want to try a cache based on Redis. I want to try queues based on RabbitMQ. I want to try this new. I want to plug this technology into it, and I can just go, oh, there's an image, I'll download it, I'll run it up, I'll plug it in, and you can be up and running very, very quickly. And onboarding new developers to a project where the traditional way, where you have a solution with 25 projects in the repository, and you have to kind of, pay for mainframe time to run your solution or spend a lot of money. That's not the case anymore. You can spin the stuff up really quickly, not just on your machine, but actually on a cloud as well. So yeah, it's the way that a lot of hosting is going to be going in the next few years, I think. So
I was really surprised when you asked the question to the audience, how many people used Docker?
There was quite a few hands, more than I expected, which is
3
great.
years ago, 10 kilograms and 20 kilograms before, we had the same conversations, right? We asked people how many of them are using Docker.
Yeah.
Some demos, some demo content, just pure explorations and things. I would love to use Docker, but I can't. So right now it's not there anymore, right?
Well, I mean, Callum had one of the first talks, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you put a Windows container with umbraCo, and it was like a 6 gigabyte download.
The thing is, I said that the article I wrote for Scrift, probably in 2018, 2018, was umbraCo and Docker, and should you care? And the conclusion at the time was no. Just use web apps.
Yeah.
Like it does everything you need it to do. It's such a pain to run umbraCo in a container. But with .NET Core,
the framework and the tooling has moved on so much, and it's just so natively supported. It's a no-brainer now. You don't need to install these massive applications in your dev machine. You just set this one tool up, and then you have the whole kind of scope of tools available to you. So yeah, it's really
and there's one observation. For example, find an unhappy Docker user. Right? It's hard to find them. Find unhappy SharePoint developer. Easy, right? Just compare these worlds, right? For example, everyone is excited about Docker, right? Everyone is excited about these things, and it's here for us. There's no doubts why not to use it. So that's why I think it makes us all happier.
Absolutely, and I only scratched the surface of what you can kind of do, and looked at some kind of very simple use cases as an introductory thing. But there is so much more that you can do with it. You know, this the auto scalability, the kind of self-healing aspect of it. It really is super powerful.
All the chaos monkey attitudes done by Netflix and turning off clusters and things like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Speaking of scratching the surface, you're of course doing a workshop on
Friday. Yeah, absolutely.
And with Purnima, who's going to be helping you out, you're
Yeah.
going to be going a bit deeper on hands-on, getting started.
Yeah, I'm going to be
the
basically
demo.
recreating that demo, but with more detail and kind of getting people to kind of understand some of the core concepts so they can take it away and hopefully kind of leave here with some basic fundamental knowledge of how it all fits together, which will maybe open the doors for them trying new things on their own. And, you know, maybe this time in 12 months' time, we'll come back and there'll be a lot more tools out there for people who've tried it and kind of, you know, spread the knowledge. And this is our community. We all want to share the stuff that we've learned. I don't want to make a silo of it. It's there for everyone to learn. It's all out there.
Fantastic. And Corne, we've of course spoken before about your use of Blazor, and but you're using it in the real world, right? On
Mostly experience. so
Outside
far.
of demos.
yeah. Are you using it for client projects?
We're doing experiments for client projects as of right now. That's pretty much the realm that we're in as of right now. Trying to compare it to other frameworks and see what are the pros and cons, and should we go on with this? But that's always the start of something great. So,
Yeah.
I have a community question then. Who is using Docker or Blazor production ready on production? 3. That's a bit fun.
Okay.
That means that we can have a lot of topics to talk next year then.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly how I felt, like same with the Blazor, and that's something what I wanted to ask you about. It's like exactly the same. Everyone is exploring, everyone is trying. For older developers, it looks like, you know, ASP before the MVC, and then turned into something new and fancy. But it's a lot of other things, right, added to that. And coming back to that, it's the time to end experiments, right? It's time to really explore. Someone asked you today about the performance of the server processing in the Blazor side. Let's explore that. Let's try to break it. And I think you want to do that, right? You want to also push it to the limits and see if you fail or
exactly.
not.
Yeah, both myself and also because of the talk that I gave today, being very introductory, hoping to inspire others and try it out for themselves and see what questions they can come up with, and just try to promote it. And see if it works out for others or not.
Yeah.
But at least try to find out for themselves.
Yeah, plus understand that it's not just code behind made moved to the view file, right? So yeah, let's do that. Let's explore, and thanks guys for sharing this content and making us all inspired by what you do. And yeah, workshops on Friday, Blazor every day.
Corne's blog, fantastic blog. Go read it.
Like, subscribe, share. We need to check Counter, by the way.
Yeah, has anyone subscribed?
No, we'll see. We'll find out.
Let's give our guests a round of applause.
Yeah, big round of applause. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
All righty. So we have an exciting rest of the evening still to go, right? There's a dinner which we're holding you from now, so we'll let you go in a second. But only when you've subscribed. We have umbraCo Awards, I'm sure plenty of games. I saw Nailylog or Hammerschlagen outside in the
What a good pronunciation of this.
I'm not going to pretend that was correct, but it's... but yeah, it's going to be an exciting evening.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting evening. And of course, we're back tomorrow. There is plenty more talks tomorrow. Hopefully we've got some even more exciting guests than we've had today. You're all great.
More exciting. A lot of great talks aligned as well. It's really tough to pick the right ones, to be honest. For the first time, not for the first time, but today I really experienced it again. It's like looking at the agenda, where I should go, and that's a really interesting thing. Some of it is recorded, some of it is available for you guys watching us live right now. Yep. Be sure to keep us updated, share what you've learned. I haven't checked socials, to be honest, today at all. But I believe that there is a lot of great takeaways and a lot of great content.
Codegarden or umbraCo normally trends in Denmark when there's this many people here. So let's see. Maybe
be sure to share what you've learned, what you've seen, because that's also helpful for us. We do the umbraCoffees every week, right? So we need to find out what made you intrigued, interested, happier, maybe annoyed as well, pissed off, and things like that. That's also amazing content to share, and make sure that it's visible. Because again, that's why we are here. That's why we talk. That's why we discuss. That's why we exchange the experiences. So just keep it up. Let's do that. And right now we will head to the unofficial, official evening part of it, where we can exchange a lot of interesting information. And yeah, that's it for today, probably, right?
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's give all of our guests a round of applause. Thank you
and
for joining us.
yourself as well.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Who wants a coffee?
Coffee. Always wanted to do that.
Hey.
Yay.